Oh, what's up, family? Now that all the NFL offseason transactions have truly subsided, let's have the most important conversation to have. Who won it all? Okay, for me, I'm going to give you the top 5 winners of the NFL offseason in descending order. At number 5, it's very simple for me. The Philadelphia Eagles. They lost a lot. Remember, Javon Hargrave no longer played for the Eagles. They lost their OC and their DC, but they did a great job replacing them. Jalen Carter in the first round. Nolan Smith in the first round. Traded for DeAndre Swift, the former beast out of Georgia. He's good to give you 5.5 yards every carry. That's the Eagles at number 5. At number 4, I have not forgotten about what the Miami Dolphins have done when you consider winning the offseason. Vic Fangio, a name that you at home need to go home and Google. Well, you're at home, so you don't need to go home. Vic Fangio, one of the most bright defensive minds in all of football. You add Jalen Ramsey and A-Chain at running back, a speedster out of Texas A&M. What the Dolphins have done should be commended. At number 3, winning the offseason, the Houston Texans. If you got a new head coach and you got a new quarterback, you're already in the running. But it's not just the coach and the quarterback that they got. They got Stroud, they got D'Amico Ryans, but they got Will Anderson. Will Anderson is good to give you 8 to 12 sacks a season for the next 8 to 12 seasons. So Will Anderson plus C.J. Stroud plus D'Amico Ryans, they put them at my 3 winner of the offseason. At number 2, the New York Jets. They got the quarterback that we all wanted them to get in Aaron Rodgers, future first ballot Hall of Famer, 4-time MVP. The Jets have not even been to the playoffs since 2011, but with Aaron Rodgers there, they are smelling, and I mean smelling, Super Bowl. But the biggest winner of the NFL offseason for me, the Baltimore Ravens. They got their quarterback, retained their quarterback in Lamar Jackson, but you added Odell Beckham to that squad. You added Zay Flowers in the first round to that squad. And then you got a new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator that you think will help take the Ravens to the next level. So I got the Eagles at 5. I got the Dolphins at 4, the Texans at 3, the Jets at 2, and the Baltimore Ravens are my winner of the NFL offseason. But let's head to the desk to figure out what say the brilliant minds here. Dave Helman, good to see you. Have you recovered from your draft experience?
Yeah, I think, I'm still got a headache from all the TV I was watching, but yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to talk about it.
Did you watch rounds 4 through 7 like you watched? Did you?
Yes. I got up. It starts at 9 on the West Coast, by the way. So I think I was watching the draft from 9 to 5 on Saturday. Yeah, this ain't a game to me, bro. Let's go.
This ain't a game, it's real life. Shady, I want to ask you first, man. The NFL offseason, as it pertains to the transactions, it's really settled. The dust has. So who's your winner?
Yo, I've never watched from 4 to 7 ever. This is the first year I've ever watched it.
Oh, yeah?
I talk about it on TV, but I've never watched none of that. Round 4, 7?
It's anticlimactic.
Why watch it?
Okay, first off, I got drafted in the 6th round.
Sorry,
can we stop?
Oh, no,
hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, can we don't all second round picks.
You're gonna know who some of these guys are now.
Watch the 6th
Nah,
round.
but you know what's funny though? Like, real quick, but like when guys would come to the team, like, hey, I'm rookie, I'm such and such from Georgia, like Sam James, whatever his name is. Oh yeah, what round you went? Oh, I went 6. I'm like, oh. That's because you only really know first. So
now
second.
we know how Shady felt when Acho got to the.
No, but he was cool though. So it was like, all right, he's a funny guy. He's funny.
I got a personality.
Yeah. I would go with the Eagles.
As a winners.
Yeah. Listen, look how long it took the Ravens to get a deal done with Lamar Jackson.
Yep, very true.
Think about that. Well, Philadelphia Eagles we're functional. Hey, we just went to the Super Bowl. Let's do our guy right. Yeah. They got the deal done right underneath everybody's eyes. Okay, we didn't even know they got it done, so we got the report. Oh, it's done. Yeah, that's the way you do it when you're a good franchise. That's one. And then you look at the draft picks. You talk about Jalen Carter.
Yeah,
that's. Some people had him the best player in the draft.
Yeah. Yep.
We move up to go get him. Nolan Smith, pass rusher. The last part is DeAndre Swift. Listen. Years ago, I told y'all, like 2 years ago, I said, listen, this kid has top 5 potential, top 5 talent. He's that good. Now we bring him to the Philadelphia Eagles. We have all that help on defense and offense, the offensive line, the quarterback. He's going to easily for 1,400, 1,500 yards. So I'm going with the Eagles. If he stays healthy. That's been his issue.
Pretty big if
for 1,400, 1,500 yards, yeah.
Shady, you say the Eagles. George Taylor, what say you?
I'm with Shady. I agree. I think it's the Eagles. My only questions about the Eagles really next year are how are the OC and DC going to adjust and, mesh with what they already have going on. But what I really love the most is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will have a lower cap hit than Ryan Tannehill, Mitchell Trubisky, and Zach Wilson in 2023. Zach has a higher cap hit on his rookie deal, backing up Aaron Rodgers right now than Jalen Hurts does this year. That's why you pay your quarterback early, get it done. So I love that they did it. I love that it was drama-free. You rolling into next season feeling good about that position, and you will for the next couple years. Made a lot of aggressive moves. filled some holes in the draft. Got Jalen Carter, as you mentioned, and I love the DeAndre Swift move as well. So I have to go with the Eagles. Although I do like your list. I think a lot of these teams have really made intentional improvements.
I wanted to say the Eagles, but I was thinking about it 2-5. I was thinking about it, Joy, and I said the Eagles, in my mind, are not a better roster than they were last year. They're not worse, and that's why they're in my top 5, because they lost so much. You lose Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You lose Hargrave. You lose Pro Bowlers, Miles Sanders. For you to not get worse kept me there. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know that they got better, but they already had the best roster in football, many would say, last year. So them not getting worse is a substantial win, if you will. Dave, where are you at?
I'm going to keep pounding this drum. Y'all should know by now how much I like the way the Eagles run their team. For all the love for DeAndre Swift, remember Rashad Penny is there too.
Right.
Another great player who needs to stay healthy. That's a hell of a tandem. But I'm with you. I can't say it's the Eagles because the Eagles were going to be good. You can talk to me about Hargrave and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson all day, but the Eagles were the favorite to win the NFC before the draft even happened, in my opinion anyway. When I look at this, and I like
thanks,
Dave. I'm just stating the truth. Look at the NFC.
You feel that, though, right? You feel that we're the favorite?
Yes,
Thanks,
I
Dave.
just said that.
Okay.
It's the difference between me and Shady is I keep it real and Shady, plays sides. That's what happens here. But the point is, I like your list. But I can go through it with the exception of the Texans, which even with those additions, we don't consider them a contender.
Of course not, no.
All the other ones I already thought would be good.
Yeah.
With one exception, the New York Jets. I don't know how you look at the Jets, and we'll see how it plays out. That's not the point. The point is how much better did you get in the offseason? I don't know how you can't say it's the Jets. They finished 4th in their division. It's crazy to forget that because they had a winning record at the start of December, but that's how poorly it went. And they added a fantastic player at the most important position in the game. Even if Aaron Rodgers is no longer the MVP that we remember, if he even plays the way that he did in Green Bay last year, they will make the playoffs. Yeah. Or they damn sure should anyway. So when you consider that, they got all the pieces they need on defense. They've got young talent on offense worth feeling good about. The Ravens were 8-4 when Lamar Jackson got hurt. I feel great about where they are, but they were a good team, and I thought they would be again this year. Because I think by March, we kind of let go of the idea that Lamar was moving. At least I did anyway. So when you look at that and say, who got substantially better, I don't think it's a competition that the Jets were and also ran. The Jets are middle of the pack at best before the Rodgers deal gets done, and now they are considered a true contender. And for that matter, how embarrassing would it have been if it didn't work out? They put all their eggs into this basket. You think it's a coincidence that they hired Nathaniel Hackett in January? It's not. They were getting ready to land A-Rod, and if it hadn't worked out, they would be a punchline. So they needed it to happen.
Where do you put the Carolina Panthers? They got Bryce Young, the quarterback that they want. They have Hayden Hurst. They got Miles Sanders, Pro Bowler out of Philadelphia. They have Adam Thielen. He's been hurt the last couple of years, but for the last decade, Adam Thielen's been a top 10, top 12 receiver in the National Football League, all things considered. Where do you put the Panthers? Did they make enough moves to win that division? Because that division is fairly porous.
If you're going beyond the top 2 or 3, I think the Panthers are one of the biggest winners of this offseason because if Bryce Young is who I personally think he is, I think they can win the division right away. The offensive line is solid. The receiver room's not amazing, but they've added, DJ Chark, Adam Thielen. They've got pieces there, Hayden Hurst. They signed Miles Sanders, the guy that you're so worried about Philly losing. Their defense has talent. Their only real competition in that division, in my opinion, is New Orleans with Derek Carr, which that is a beatable team. They have reason to be optimistic as well, but the Panthers went from no man's land to, I think, a playoff contender.
Joy, I got a question for you before we get out of here. If Dave is going to look at Aaron Rodgers,
Mystic over here,
and say,
wow. I'm telling you right now, I'm buying all the Panthers stock. I'm buying it up. Let's go.
Fair.
I can buy into it because of the division.
Yeah, and it's a weak division. Yeah.
If Dave is going to look at Aaron Rodgers and say they got Aaron Rodgers, the most important player at the most important position, so the Jets should be in there, where do you put the Denver Broncos? You get Sean Payton. And Sean Payton should be to the Denver Broncos the brains of the operation. What you're hoping Aaron Rodgers would be to the New York Jets, the quite literal offensive brains of the operation. Where do you put the Denver Broncos as far as winning the offseason with acquiring Payton?
I mean, listen, I love Coach Payton, and I think it was the only move that they could make to salvage the situation, and I think he's going to do a great job. But I have got to see. I will be making no predictions about the Broncos this year. I got to see how Russ comes out because it's on Russ. We know Sean Payton has the track record. We know he can make pretty much any quarterback a serviceable and winning quarterback, and your talent level is really irrelevant. So he's been proven in this space. Russ, at least in Denver, hasn't. So I got to see what Russ is capable of. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.